Dennis had returned, but shamefaced. Drunk from drowning his sorrows in the village, he couldn't hold back the frogs there, or stop them taking their brother, the chef. The arena champion, Mole Rattler, they cheered. One legend had died, but another had come to take its place. This statue almost seemed to glow. It belonged somewhere it could be seen and appreciated. The ranger needed help. Reggie hoped his bow would last the fight. Heavy shields make for slow targets. Slow targets make easy gold. His brother, Chef, beaten, chained, and left as bait. The Bog Brothers, stinking like the place they called home, had done this. The same pipes that were in Station 24/7 were visible here. This was how the frogs were invading. Jay was furious. The engineering that kept moles safe was being used to hurt others. The guard captain, who had recovered, had spread word of the king's rescue of the elders. To show their gratitude, the villagers would help rebuild the rat fort. The king thought at first it was some strange clan of white rats, but no. They had been his own clan. When they had lived. If he was scared, he wasn't showing it. He was going to show all of them what he was made of. If nothing else, this'd be no easy win for Dennis. This would be a true challenge, unleashing wave upon wave of foes on Reggie. He hoped he had the iron to go the distance. The Moleberg shield was thick and heavy, crafted from the strongest plate metal. Getting past it would not be easy. The bard locked himself in the crypts when the frogs attacked, but if he'd hoped for safety, he hadn't found it. The village might still be smoldering in places, but that wasn't enough to stop a hardened business rat like the shopkeeper from selling his goods. The dummy's final attack shook the ground. Reggie would need to dodge to remain unscathed. Freshly squeezed bug juice, drink of champions. Nothing better after a long fight. Apart. Another statue. They were so similar. They must be a set. If he'd known how unlike a dream today would be, he might have stayed in his bed. The wagon restored, the trader could sell his famous bug brittle once more. The Bog Brothers clan were finally destroyed. Reggie knew they would not be the last. His new friend called it Station 24-7. It was kept alive with their electricity. Pipes funneled away the toxic gas, and there was strange music to put a wag in his tail. It was unlike anything Reggie had ever seen or dreamt possible. The builders could start their repairs in safety. The Crimson Fort would soon be able to welcome visitors again. The king was tired and bruised, but he had the precious petrol. This might be a place of wonder, but it had none of the warmth of home. Reggie had found them. The Elder and Robin the Ranger, who had been his last guard. The young king sought no thanks for saving them. He sought only to find his brother. It was dead, and Reggie could barely believe he'd survived. He hoped this would be the last one he encountered. Ashamed and angry at what he'd done, Dennis ran ahead, wanting to spare Reggie this fight. This fine compass was ideal for a ranger tracking beasts in the wild. Maybe something so strange should have scared him, but it only made him want to know what would happen if he restored it. None had seen a turtle in many seasons. His father claimed he found one here as a boy, but it didn't look old. Reggie was almost 2 after all. Could a turtle reach such an old age? The ranger thanked Reggie for his rescue, but he still needed help. This infestation was of a size he'd never seen before. The prince woke this time from a dream of blood and frog spawn, finding he had neither a crown, nor a kingdom, nor a father. Not so lucky this time. The elder hadn't seen the frogs with the smith, but maybe the ever-vigilant rangers had seen where the frogs had gone. Young Robin had been headed to the ranger's lodge. Maybe Reggie could ask there. The rat folk rejoiced to have their king home. They had prepared for Reggie's coronation in the throne room. They had been sure he would return to them. This cheese was unusually pungent, but perhaps Chef would be able to use this in his recipes. In tiny amounts. The arena champion, Hulk Mulligan, was a living legend of Moletown. His legend might have to live on without him. What was this strange creature? Everything about it unsettled him. He must be cautious. It was his last brave act. Reggie swore whatever this beast was, it would die screaming. Reggie had to get to Longtail Village to rescue his brother, and fast. If he could fix the travel board, it'd show the quickest way.